Parliament is officially open for business. The Governor-General came to Parliament this morning to tell MPs about the new government's priorities over the next 3 years in the speech from the throne. The traditional state opening was a very formal affair before MPs got down to business in the debating chamber. Our political reporter Sarah Robson begins our coverage.
There was plenty of traditional pomp and ceremony for the official state opening of Parliament this morning. The Governor-General, Dame Patsy Reddy, and her husband were welcomed onto the parliamentary forecourt by local iwi. Dame Patsy inspected a military guard of honour before she made her way up the steps of Parliament House and into the Legislative Council chamber. There, she delivered the speech from the throne on behalf of the Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern, setting out the new government's priorities.
In our society today, no one should have to live in a car or on the street. No one should have to beg for their next meal. No child should be experiencing poverty. That kind of inequality is degrading to us all.
The speech from the throne is a formal affair, and it was a far cry from the chaos in the debating chamber yesterday. By custom, the Governor-General can't enter the debating chamber, which is why the ceremony takes place in the rarely used Legislative Council chamber instead. With Dame Patsy and her husband seated in big red throne-like chairs, all 120 MPs filed in and sat in orderly rows, the government on one side and National on the other. And it was quiet as Dame Patsy outlined the new government's key areas of focus. One of them is reducing inequality, especially child poverty.
This government will put child poverty at the heart of government policy development and decision making. It will establish targets to reduce the impact of child poverty, and it will put these into law. A work program will be put in place across all relevant areas of government to achieve these targets.
Tackling climate change and mitigating its effects on New Zealand would also take centre stage.
Climate change is the greatest challenge facing the world. If we do not urgently reduce our emissions of greenhouse gases, warming will disrupt the climate which our agriculture and other industries depend upon, and sea level rise will affect our coastal cities along with other profound changes. New Zealand must do its part, as the cost of doing nothing is too high.
The Governor-General's speech from the throne also confirmed the government's plans to crack down on foreign speculators in a bid to ease pressure on the housing market and get more first-time buyers into their own homes.
Foreign speculators will be banned from buying existing New Zealand homes. A comprehensive register of foreign-owned land and housing will be created, and the Overseas Investment Act will be strengthened.
With Parliament officially open, MPs are back in the debating chamber, and the new government is getting down to the business of getting through the policy commitments it made in its 100-day plan. Atu i te whare pāremata mo te hōtaka o te ahi, ko Sarah Robson, aho.